there are as many gods as there are peoples. Every culture has a different understanding of God, and that is in and itself a form of God. But there are many gods for even the cultures who believe in polytheistic religion. Um, all of these different ideas about God, all the different gods, all the different spirits, they're the parts of the same one whole. Uh, I don't want to characterize it as a single source, a single God, because that's very monotheistic centric. But there are functions of the one source, of the one foundation. There are functions of the one fabric of reality that we are all a part of. There are functions within it that basically sustain us all, sustain all life, sustain all human existence, let alone other sentient beings and all life itself. But when we offer either food, drink, time, study, our strength, our thoughts to a god or gods or spirits, we in essence strengthen our connection to that part of the one reality, the one source that we look up to. And this is why Hinduism seems so polytheistic, is because there's all these different gods, there's all these different spirits, there's all these different beings and angels and demons, but really it's all part of the same thing. You know, I'm very Hindu, but I can see it through other people's religions. I can see that it may not be evident that there are different parts of the same one source, the same foundation that we're all positioned on, which is God, you could say, the source. And all these different functions of that one source that initiate our existence, whether it be providing food, whether it be providing protection, whether it be providing knowledge, or basically founding the different elements. Each one is a different being that basically instills the element that this reality can function with that element, be it fire, earth, the many different metals. It basically breaks down into the smaller and smaller units of what Earth is: metals, bones, dirt, rock. All these different things break down into smaller and smaller kind of spirits, I guess you could say, ruling spirits. But there are heads of all of these different elements, and there are heads of the elements, and then there's a one source, a one head at the height of all of these roles, of all these titles, of all these functions. There's a head, and it kind of disseminates down into many different forms, and the strength of these different forms, different spirits, different gods, kind of increases as it goes up to the one source, the one head, and eventually, when you get to the top, you're basically at the precipice. You're at the peak of everything, and everything is not separate from the top. It's just underneath the top, and that's kind of how I view reality. And through a Hindu perspective, this is very accurate. Everything is a part of that one whole, a part of that one peak. The spirits and gods and God, but we can communicate more easily with spirits and gods than we can with God, because God is very impersonal. But when we come down to smaller and smaller units of reality, then we start to grasp at what is personal, what is relative directly to us. And we can communicate more easily the closer we get to what we're trying to extract from reality. If I want a girlfriend, I might try to communicate with a spirit, a feminine spirit or a feminine god that rules over love, that rules over union, that rules over even physical attraction. There are units throughout reality where there's not just elements, but dominions, emotions, endeavors, and different parts of spirit. If you have great ambition, there's a spirit and a god for that, and actually multiple, depending on what kind of ambition you have. Same for love, same for lust, same for fire, earth, water. reality is divided up into ever fragmenting pieces, and appealing to the right magnitude and the right specificity is very important for manifesting in your life what you want to occur, or for basically liberating yourself in a certain way. And it's very important to know the spirit or the God, so that you can focus on that point in reality and ask it, or try to become one with it through meditation or energy practices. Sometimes it's not about offering or faith. Sometimes it's about attunement. And attunement is probably the most prevalent form of worship that is necessary to manifest things in your life that you want, or to be free from want in general, be free from desire. Now, we aren't always accurate in how we offer, how we worship, how we meditate, what part of reality we're appealing to, what part of the whole we're appealing to. But that isn't always necessary, because if we get close to the mark, then that closeness, that spirit, that being, that God, that part of reality will have a connection to something nearby. We'll have a connection to what we're looking for. Maybe even able to provide it based on the relationship that it has with that segment of reality. But before I get too far into rambling, like I often do, I just want to say that true worship, true offering, true faith, true attunement, true focus is never far off the mark. Sincerity, intention, very important. These two things, sincerity and intention, are what help you reach that point of reality that you're trying to reach. And obviously, for many people, it's best to appeal to the grand whole. But for everybody, it's not going to be the way to go, because sometimes we want to focus on a piece of reality that we want to manifest in our lives. So focus on that piece of reality that we want to manifest in our lives. If you want to, if you have a specific goal, if you want liberation, if you want freedom from this whole game, if you want to tune yourself with the ultimate source, go to the peak. Choose a monotheistic religion, or choose a polytheistic religion, even though Hinduism isn't a polytheistic religion. Understand that religion through the idea of a single source. And try to attune yourself with that. But don't expect all your desires to be satisfied. And don't expect everything that you want to happen to actually happen. This is why it's important to offer, to attune yourself, and to get in touch with lower pieces, domains, lords of these domains, spirits of these domains, gods of these domains, to get in touch with them in order to manifest something you want in your life. If you want something specific, go for that. If you just want liberation from all of this game, if you want to attune yourself with the one, go to the highest peak. Tune yourself with that. But that's all I really wanted to say in this video. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked any of this, feel free to hit that thumbs up down there. If you want to comment, I'm very open to commenting, and I will likely respond to your comment as long as it's not directly insulting. If you disagree with me, that's fine, but as long as it's not directly insulting, I'll respond to it. And I really thank you very much for watching, and I will talk to you very soon.